Hello, hello, Dr. Pamela here. I am so excited to see you today. So, welcome to Keep Calm for Moms. If you have a junior, you need to listen in right now. And so, as you're coming in, please drop in the chat where you're joining us from, wherever that may be in the country or around the world. Drop it into the chat. If you are listening to the replay, I want you to type replay in the chat. So I love to go back to these and check out any comments that you have as well. So please come on in. We're going to talk about how juniors get scholarships because I just keep hearing from so many parents right now. I'm hearing from them in the DMs and in my conversations and speaking events. They're all asking about their juniors. And I get it. I get it because now is the time to start thinking about it because applications for seniors will be here before you know it. And I do not want you left behind. So again, type in the chat. Let me know where you're joining in from. I'm just excited to see you here today. So first off, just let me share that for those of you who are joining in the first time, I am Dr. Pamela Ellis, the education doctor and founder of Compass College Advisory. Our firm partners with employers to provide family solutions and financial wellness programs, and we also work with families directly. And so our work has resulted in 95% of our families, our clients receiving admissions to their top choice colleges, and the average scholarship is $75,000. So that's something to get excited about. And as I'm sharing with you today, I am going to be sharing some of those insights around how students are getting scholarship money. So also too, I want to invite you all to get our college prep toolkit. All you have to do is go to this link here and you'll be able to access that toolkit, which will give you some scholarships each month, as well as giving you insight around the things that you need to do for your teen in their specific grade level. Okay. So definitely grab your toolkit as we are talking today. And I'm just excited to see you here. Now, also, too, tell me what grade is your teen? So if you can just type in the chat the grade level of your teen. I know that some of you are planning ahead. And so it just may not be that you have a junior, but maybe you have a ninth grader or 10th grader. I'd like you to type that in the chat as well. So let me get into our discussion, and I'm just so excited to share these tips with you around how you can support your junior with getting scholarships. So you may want to grab a pen and paper because I'm going to go through these, and every time someone will send me a message and say, what was that? What was that other thing you said? And so grab a pen and paper, and we're going to dive into these hot tips for your junior. So first off, right now at this time of year, here's what I want you to do with your junior to position them to get scholarships. First off, I want your junior to look at a selective summer program. Now, I know you didn't expect to hear that, but I'm sharing that. I'm putting it out there because right now, those summer programs have deadlines in February, in March, early April at the latest. And I don't want your junior to be left behind when it comes to applying for those summer programs that can help them with really cementing what their interests are. And here's why I say that. Every time I have juniors who say, yes, I want to do X, and they go to a summer program where they can learn about X, and you know what happens? They're just like, Dr. Pamela, I don't want to do that. And that's great because you want them to figure that out beforehand. And summer programs give them that opportunity. So they'll have a chance to start to nurture those skills of independence, by doing a residential experience, especially, and be able to learn some skills around socializing with students who are coming from such different backgrounds in different locations around the world, and build those relationships and those friendships even before they go off to college. Those are just some of the key, you know, areas of growth that they can develop through participating in a summer program. The other key thing the other key thing and reason that I would like for them to apply and participate in a summer program is because when they do their applications for summer programs, it's going to ask them to get a teacher recommendation. And sometimes students really don't know how to do that ask. And this is about, really nurturing those self-advocacy skills and learning how to ask for that recommendation. And I encourage students to share their activities resume with their teacher so that the teacher knows some things about what they're doing outside of their classroom. And asking for that recommendation will help them get comfortable with that. And certainly, when they're asking that junior year teacher for a recommendation, that teacher learns how to write for them. And then when they're applying to colleges in the fall, they'll already have a teacher that can support their success with their college application. See how that goes? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, for those of you who are just joining in, I'm talking about juniors and what juniors should do to get scholarships. And one of the things I want you to download that will really help you in moving the needle in support of your junior is to get our college prep toolkit. Now, when you sign up for this toolkit, you can enter the grade level of your teen and you'll get specific information just for your teen at their grade level, because a lot of this is going to be grade specific. And yes, it accumulates. And so it's not that, the things that you're doing in ninth grade won't, be applicable for junior year. Some of the things I'm sharing now, if you have a ninth or a 10th grader, you can still learn from it so that once your teen is a junior, they'll be able to apply it to their experiences. So let me go to the next one that I wanted to share with you. The second one is visiting colleges. Visiting colleges. Right now, we're at a time when your teen has probably finishing up their winter break. They have spring break coming up in the upcoming weeks, and it will be a great time for them to really get on the campuses and visit the colleges. And this is really all about them validating those things that they've already learned about the college in terms of what the majors are, what the college experience will be like, and the ways that they'll be able to engage in college. They can find those things out during a campus visit. And I know, in the last few years, it's been a lot of virtual visits, and there are a few colleges that still offer virtual visits. However, I strongly encourage you to get on the campuses, because when students are on those campuses, they get a chance to really get a feel for the campus and to experience students in, really impromptu ways that they won't necessarily be able to do if they're watching a pre-recorded video. And we all know some of those pre-recorded videos, they kind of give you that polished image and view of the campus, but you really want to see it live and in action. You want to be able to go into the dining hall and see if the food really is good. Those kind of things you can only do when you go on a visit in person. And I know that, sometimes it could be a little bit expensive to do that in terms of the travel costs and everything else. But I would say, even if that college is within a 5-hour drive of where you live, that makes it possible to visit and it not, be as expensive to do so. And so, the first thing is your team RSVPing for that campus visit. I don't want moms doing that. Okay. I know it can be tempting to just take over and do it, but I want your team to RSVP for that visit. And when they do, they will schedule the time for doing a tour as well as an informational session. Okay, so doing that will then give them that opportunity to know a little bit more about that website, a little bit of information about the campus before they do their visit. And then once they do their visit, I really want them to make the most of that visit and to use a checklist to really take note of the things that they are experiencing during that visit, and even to see the local neighborhood or the area or the town where it's located. And when you download our college prep toolkit, which you can get, that toolkit will include a campus visit checklist for you. And that'll be a great way for your team to really make the most of their visit, because we don't want to spend the time, the money, the energy to go on these visits and they're just going for the sake of going. Okay. And so that means too that they should have a list of colleges that they've already researched, and they know that, yes, I'm serious about this campus. And that's why you're doing that visit. Okay. That's good. Thank you. I know that's some good stuff there. So the first one we talked about was summer programs. And then secondly is campus visits. And again, when you do go to this link, bit.ly/toolkit_5, you'll be able to get our college prep toolkit, which has that campus visit checklist inside. Now let's get to number 3, and then we're going to be closing this out. So the third one for your junior in terms of being able to get into their colleges as well as get scholarships, the third one is getting the testing strategy right. I don't know how else to say that, but here's the thing about it. There's always this excitement around test scores. And I have students who haven't taken their, official test just yet. And this spring is a great time for juniors to really get their testing strategy right. Now, what do I mean by that? First off, taking either the ACT or the SAT, not both. No one has time to be taking both of them. So determine which one is going to be your best test to take. Focus on that one, because all of the colleges will take either or. So it doesn't matter. And it really gives the student a chance to be strategic in terms of the testing. The second thing in terms of this testing strategy is prepping. And that means, it may be 8 to 12 weeks of prepping. And usually I will recommend that students get a tutor. And that's because oftentimes what happens is when they get a tutor, they're going to do the work, right? And a tutor will help them to stay accountable. And secondly, a tutor can give them some strategies that they may not see when they're studying on their own. When they're studying on their own, anything could come up in terms of, other things they may want to do that get in the way of prepping and practicing and, timing themselves and all of that. And so just having a tutor will give them that accountability for doing what they need to do to prep, and then also make sure that they have those additional strategies that they may not see on their own. And so those are two really important things to do around the right testing strategy. So first off is determining which test you're going to take, not taking both, and then also making sure that you're prepping in advance of taking it. As a junior, I don't want your junior taking any test cold. It's like, yeah, that may be good because, they can see where they are. Take a practice test. That's where they can see where they stand. But it's not about taking an official test as a way to find out what your score is. You want to take a practice test, and that way you can get a sense for perhaps even, how long of a period of time you need to prep to improve your score, and then sign up for an official test and take that. And I know, for some students, they may have AP exams in May. And so perhaps they want to do a test before that and then a test after May so that they're not over prepping for tests, if you will, in that short window of time. So that's all I'm going to say right now. I hope this was some good stuff for you. And I certainly want to invite you to sign up for our College Prep Toolkit. That's going to be some great tools that you can use to help your teen as they are looking to go to college, to get into their top choice colleges, and to get scholarships as well. So I'll look forward to talking with you next time. Take care.